If you haven't been able to guess yet from the title or the description or anything like that, unfortunately the Zombieland one is dead and buried at this stage, so no pun intended. Mainly because I think it was a graphics issue. I reset Rimworld, I reinstalled everything just to make sure everything was working fine and wasn't able to solve the issue. So we are starting fresh with a fresh mod pack. Now those of you who are invested in the last one, interested in the end game and some of the mods we had with this one, don't worry because 98% of everything we had in that last pack has come over to this pack. And I've added some more stuff on top of that. So this is going to be one of the most ridiculous Rimworld mod packs we've ever had. I had an idea for this series a very, very long time ago, and I floated it a couple of times, and I've never really found the right way to go about doing this, but I've come up with a good plan for this time around. So we're going to do something we haven't really done before and explore a sort of gameplay we've never really explored before with some different scenario changes. But you see as we dive in here, what my plan is. So a couple of months ago now, I believe it was, the Genetic Rim mod, which is a mod that we've played quite a fair amount before, actually got updated to another major release. I don't think it was updated to version 1.0. I think it just got a big old update of its own. Now, what that added was the ability to get to an end game within the Genetic Rim mod, as in you could, just like in Rimworld, you could take off from the planet and fly away. They actually added an end game scenario for that, so you could win Rimworld using the Genetics Rim mod. So I thought, I want to do that, but I've also got to kind of think of an idea that we can incorporate into that. Use all of these mods that we've sort of played with before, what I've, seen that people have liked from the Zombieland series, and tried to sort of incorporate them into one ultimate mod pack here. So everybody, welcome to Jurassic Park. And then the music plays, but I'm not going to play it, because then we'd be done for copyright. But ideally, the whole goal of this campaign is to make ourselves a Jurassic Park. We're using the Tenants mod, we're using Orion's Hospitality mod, we're using the Taser mod, we're using... Taser mod's important because obviously we've got to take the dinosaurs alive, right? We've got a whole bunch of different various dinosaur mods. We're actually using the Jurassic Park mod, we're using Dinosauria, Alpha Animals, Genetic Rim. We've got just a whole bunch of shit. So, brace yourself for this one because it's going to be massive. We're going to have to go out into the planet, explore these different new biomes as well to go and see what dinosaurs there, what things lie within for us to bring back to our theme park, which we're going to open up to the public, earn some money using, like I said, Orion's Hospitality, the Tenants mod. But meanwhile, in the background, secretly, our main character is going to be doing some maybe nefarious experiments of his own. This is a newly discovered planet out here in the galaxy. Nobody's really claimed any stake to it. There's a lot of war infections, things like that. Our man has big dreams for it because there are some unique animals here never before seen. So he wants to take control of it for himself. And the whole Jurassic Park thing, it's a front. It's a front for his glorious ambition and campaign. So I'm trying to decide where we start here because you can clearly see that there are two new biomes here. So over on this side, we have the mycotic jungle, which is essentially a mushroom forest. On this side, we have an ocular forest, which are spooky, creepy trees and weird animals and stuff. I'm trying to decide where we want to start out here. Now, obviously, we want an area that's good for the animals. That's what we've got to consider more than anything else. We are going to have to go out. Oh my god, are these other... What are those? Mechanoid intrusion? A mechanoid hive was dismounted in this biome. You've won me over. Honestly, this has got two new biomes. There's like 4 or 5 biomes packed in quite closely here. So this area is going to be diverse of wildlife, lots of different animals. Bear in mind, when we go to different areas of the world, we're going to find different creatures as well. This is cool, though. Look at this. Wow. I'm interested in what this is. For us, though, we want just a nice theme park. So we're going to try and start somewhere fairly innocuous, fairly out of the way, somewhere maybe at the end of a road or something like that where we can just set a base like here. Here is good as far as I'm concerned. We'll have to pass the Mechanoid Hive, and so we'll only get visitors to our park, which sucks for them. But I think that's quite a nice defended little area. Let's load a character, not Rick. Let's load a character, what I have already prepared here for you today. Let me introduce you to our main protagonist for this series, John Hermond. Name, not related to any property, any relation to pre-existing characters from perhaps a film franchise starring dinosaurs, purely coincidental. The 36-year-old medical student turned microbiologist, an animal lover, an inventor, but a psychopath with dreams beyond his scope, a man who wants to control the world using the power of science. Have we done this exact series before? Sort of. We sort of did it with Krupvush, but this time around we're running the dinosaur part. That's going to be sort of the main thing, and then we'll also dive into the endgame of Genetic Rim as well. He's a great shot. He's had to survive out here by himself for a long time because no planet. He's got the death sentence in 12 systems, so the man's had to stay on his feet. He's had to learn the survival skills necessary to get through in this harsh galaxy we live in. So high shooting, high construction and cooking and plants. had to live off the land. He's had to survive for himself. But he decided, you know what? This is enough. This is enough. He's gonna forge his way out there. What has he got for equipment? He has some silver. It's just the the lone spacer start. That's personally my favorite start in Rimworld. Silver, gold. We've got survival meals. We've got medicine components, a charge rifle there, steel, wood, and 2 male and female muffalopes, creatures of his own design, his own crossbreeding there, because he is a fucking psychopath. Let's play as our good friend John Hermond. Here we are. Welcome, everybody, to what is going to be the site of this glorious new Jurassic Park in bracket secret research facility, but don't tell anyone I told you that, close bracket. So I did have to wait a while for some very copyrighted music to end, so God knows what mod is adding now. I have a feeling it's probably the one called Jurassic Park. Might have to strip that one out, not entirely sure. I'll see if I can just remove the music from that, but might have to edit around it as well. So if there's any sudden cuts, you hopefully can see why, because I don't particularly want Warner Brothers coming after me. So let me show you where we have landed, my friends. You probably think, oh, this is just a regular Rimworld map. Oh, what's that? We're surrounded on all sides. A secret point high up in the mountains where we're safe from raiders, except not really, because obviously they can still come in, and of course we would get drop pods actually more frequently because there are less entrance points on the map, but let's ignore that. An area where we can build a park, almost entirely contained, where people can come in from a clear entrance and exit, whereby John can more easily defend himself until we recruit other people, because I don't particularly want to be shot so early on in this campaign that we don't get any progress done. Look, my friends, dinosaurs, an iguanodon, and a... what else we got here? We've got ourselves an Oranosaurus. I'm going to say so many of these names wrong. And a wild... is that a wild console? I don't know what that is. Must be Latin for something. So let's start work on the base. We have a whole lot to do here. Now, the actual... I'm probably going to dread opening this. I did open it up and just made sure things work. But look at this tree we've got going on right now. I mean, just scrolling through it does not do it justice. I mean, you'll be able to see if I do that. The actual size of the friggin' thing we've got to work with here. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, the amount of different mods, and I accidentally queued some stuff up there. The actual amount of mods that we've got to see and we've got to play around with this time. It's going to be a very sizable mod pack, hopefully based around building ourselves a fun little Jurassic Park. Now, don't get me wrong, because we are surrounded on walls by all sides, does not mean that we won't have raiders or anything like that. Raiders can still get in. We can still be affected by drop pods. If we barricaded this up, we'd only be affected by drop pods. Somebody actually tried it. I saw on, I think it was Reddit. Someone started on like an island, so fully surrounded on all sides by deep impassable water, and they had nothing but mechanoids and pirates. And you've also got to remember as well, we're playing on a medium difficulty. I might crank that up as well. We've got a whole bunch of different hostile animals. We are playing with the needs mod as well, so we still need water, along with the irregular sort of Rimworld food, mood management, everything else. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult regardless of the fact that we are boxed in a little bit here. And we've, of course, got out to... what do these animals even do? They make milk, wool, and chem fuel. Ah, nice. You kind of expect that, given that we've got Whitney and Fuchsia. The male animal is called Fuchsia, and then we have Whitney, the female... what are they called? Muffalopes? Muffalopes is a good name for it. It seems like it could be base game, huh? Get your rifle. John, what do they call him? John Hermond, not related to any, like I said, property there. Wow, this is quite a nice map. We've got a lot of steel kicking around. What about, like, so we've got 2 geothermal, 3 geothermal vents, like, in a very small area over here. I'm thinking we probably actually want to build as close to this entrance as possible. Last thing we want is, say, a siege turns up, and we have to dash over to the other side of the map to go and fight off a siege. So, there's a lot of infrastructure kicking around. What is all this stuff? There's, like, a water treatment plant, water septic tank. Oh, weird. We've got, like, some really odd ruins going on. Is this part of the real ruins mod, I would assume? We've got what seems to be a shelf there. Power switches. Man, what else? Is there anything else in any of these buildings worth grabbing up? Obviously, we've got the comms console down there. It is broken, but there's no reason we couldn't just reinstall it. A couple of beds there, too, but it looks like it's more or less it. We might turn this into a workable living area, then, for the time being. Distant enough whereby we're not just going to get immediately attacked by people. We're close to water as well. We're obviously safe because we're at the edge of the map there. This might be the best thing to do, build up in a corner, and this is the corner closest to the entrance besides this one, but obviously this one's got water and buildings. So you know what? John, let's get our shit moved over. How much have we got? Is this going to take ages to move all the stuff over? We've got 30 gold, so 30 gold is obviously part of the spacer, the lone spacer start. 30 components is quite nice as well. We've got a Glitterworld medicine. Have we got any plasteel? That's the one thing I'd... what is this shit? Fossilized amber. Oh, for cloning dinosaurs. That would make a lot of sense. Oh, well, that's horrible to look at. Great. Oh, my God, it gets worse. Look at the amount of categories we've got going on. Orders, okay, zone blueprint structure. We've got aviary and miscellaneous, I assume that is. Glass doors, bathroom doors. We've got geodesic dome doors. What the hell is all this shit? Oh, it's like a big... Oh, that's cool. 2 steel is very cheap for that. It's like a big old dome. I don't know if that's actually, if that will actually do anything, if it's just like a ceiling, which I assume it would be, right? Might let us make greenhouses, things like that as well. Okay, interesting. We've got Jurassic. Oh my god, there's a main gate. Holy shit, it's perfect. I don't know if you guys have ever played, there's a really old mod, a really old RTS game called Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, which is essentially like Theme Park World. You just build your own theme park with dinosaurs in it, essentially. Sort of like the spiritual prequel to that new Jurassic Park sort of city builder game that came out. We've got Parasaurolophus Fountain, We've got security turret, we've got viewing domes as well. Oh, this is cool. Viewing dome entrance, we've got things to actually get up inside the enclosure and see the dinosaurs. We've got security fences. Land cruiser, I assume that's just like decorative. I assume all of this stuff is mostly going to be decorative, right? Then we've got your sort of basic production here. We have things like the fish industry mod, because funnily enough, we are going to have to try and feed a shit ton of dinosaurs. And this series is going to be about collecting dinosaurs. The genetic stuff will come towards the end a bit more when we want to get to that end game content and eventually, you know, win the campaign. But for the most part, it is going to be all about building and managing a park. We'll have to have, you know, lots of different staff members doing various things. Guards on patrol as well in case of dinosaur breakout, that type of thing too. We've got extra furniture. We've got genetics, which is obviously genetic rim there, which I have a fair amount of experience with. We've got the industrial rollers. Now, I thought this would be cool to automatically deliver food to the various enclosures, because we're going to have to make a shitload of kibble for these boys, right? It's not like, you know, T-Rexes, we can just let them wander around and hunt things down. We could even try breeding things like pigs or creatures like that to feed the dinosaurs with, but I think it's going to be very difficult to find a balance here, and that's where a lot of the game difficulty is going to come from, trying to run a successful park and collecting as many animals as possible without the raiders and things like that. So, wow, okay, let's get to work. Let's stop stalling and actually start building up this area. So the reason I'm going for this specifically is because we do need the water to survive. It's going to be key for... Oh, wait, do the animals need water? Oh, shit. I don't know how we would do that. If they do, I'm sure we'll find a way around it. Is there a way to just, like, make water, pump water between places? I've never even considered that before. Can we make, like, a water trough? There's tub. Must be regularly refilled with fresh water. I guess that would do it then. That's fine. Okay. So we've got to focus on keeping, obviously, John alive before we do anything else. And seeing as we've already got, you know, sort of the skeleton kitchen there, we've got the skeleton plumbing in there too. It shouldn't take too long to turn this place into a workable room. We've even got, like, a steel dresser too. So let's set our stockpile over here for the time being. What's this glaring at me? Missing a rally point for one of your maps. Oh, right. So this is for the... So I want to do animal everything, right? I want animals to be doing some of the work with the hauling and the food production as well. If we go for things like, you know, muffle up, even just to make the fuel for the base and the meat and the wool and everything and the milk to feed the animals. But I also want animals to defend the base as well. So we've got things like the Caravan mods, which obviously allow us to ride on caravans. Oh, the Giddy Up mod too. But to also, you know, lead all these various caravans around. But we've also got the attack animals mod, or whatever it's called, to actually allow us to train these animals to attack people and defend the base here. There's nothing worse than an armored T-Rex coming after you, I think. So, well, and, for us, it's obviously very good. Set a rally point over there just to quickly get rid of that. There we go, cool. Right, so for the time being, I think that's all we really need to do. As long as his jobs are set up okay, we should just be able to very, very quickly get all of this shit hauled over to base. And, oh, that's horrible to try and watch. Fucking hell. Get all this stuff set up and quickly build a base. If we've got anything over here that we could get reinstalled, probably worth just leaving that, right? Now, we do have a very small area that's obviously a bit more secluded from the mountains. In theory, that'll give raiders an area to obviously set up and do sieges with as well, especially if we build a big gate across here with the big old Jurassic Park logo over the top. Along with that, I've got things like Colony Manager, because the last thing we want to do if we've got a shit ton of dinosaurs is have to worry about, have we got enough kibble? Are animals being tamed? You know, this will actually allow us to keep track of that a lot quicker. Do we have enough wood for things as well? I've not really done much with the Manager mod besides acknowledging its existence and loading it into a mod list to never look at it again. So this is going to be kind of a learning curve for me to try and work out what we've actually got to do with that to make it work. But ideally, setting up eventually John Hermond as the Colony Manager, you know, the guy running the park, make sure all of these minor jobs are being done, would be kind of the end game for this guy, huh? Alright, schedule then. Let's start with that. So it's going to be work for the first day all the time. What about... This is horrible. What the fuck have we got going on here? So we've got maintain vax. Of course, we have the questionable ethics mod as well for cloning. Things like that just make a lot of sense for Jurassic Park to have cloning. So firefight, patient, doctor, surgeon can all be maximum. We'll turn off I'm gonna disable a lot of stuff that we're not going to use for the time being. So this is all fairly important stuff, I'd say. Rearm, refuel, don't worry about. Same with Warden. Handle animals, not going to be relevant right now, but will be very, very relevant. Obviously, it's the backbone of the series going forward here. Butchering, cooking should be a lot higher. If you haven't got any of that to do, then you can construct and deconstruct. Harvest and growing should also be slightly higher as well. We won't worry about quarrying or plant cutting should be quite up there. Everything else, fuck it. Let's just knock the rest on the head for the time being. Besides, like, hauling, I think that's probably the only other one I'm concerned about right now. What a shitty bedroom. Perfect. Perfect for the first day. Right, let's get all of this. We could, if we really, really wanted to metagame it, but I don't too much because this is already a great defensive base. Sticking a bunch of chunks across there and really slowing things down, but for the time being, we'll just drop them anyway. Look at that. So we're gonna have to sort of decide how we lay out the park as well. So we're gonna have like a section for birds, sections for mammals, section for insects, section for lizards. Obviously, they are fucking dinosaurs after all. Maybe plan that out later on and give us a separate area. I'd love to incorporate this road into the regular base anyway, so we're not going to rip this up or anything. This will lead to, like, I don't know, a central area, and then you can go to all the various sections of the base. Maybe have, like, down in this corner for dinosaurs, this area for mammals. Along with taming dinosaurs and everything else, we should still try and get your regular Rimworld stuff. So if we could tame a muffalo even, just trip that in the zoo. Nothing wrong with that. Then we need a big area for the hotel, so we could have this top section as hotel, and then maybe this area is the secret research lab or something like that going forward. If you know any of the mods that would fit nicely into this mod pack, feel free to suggest any. I'm all ears. It seems fairly stable. You know, we haven't got too many big mechanics mods, just a lot of different various stuff thrown together. It's not like, say, Vampires mod or Zombieland or anything like that, where we've got this big overarching thing. It's just Rimworld with a bunch more creatures at the end of the day. Plus Genetics Rim, but again, that's just essentially much more creatures and workstations. So we haven't got any core mechanics. It should be fairly stable. Mod list and mod pack and all the install instructions, whatever else, will be available in the description if you want to play along. That's a little bit of an improvement, I think. So what I will also do as well, if you guys want to play on this map, I will make it available for download, but bear in mind it will be available in the form of a save game, so you'll have to load in with exactly my mod list, and you will have to play as John Hermond until, unless there is a mod that allows you to sort of change your character or spawn in some new characters, whatever else, I have no idea. So if you want to play along with this sort of cool map design, the reason I did it is because it's kind of reminiscent of Theme Park World or something like that, which were always set for some reason in the middle of mountains. So we're just going to build them a little tiny house here, a very, very sort of basic living area. We won't go too crazy with it because chances are we're just going to end up knocking it all down anyway as we progress here. We need recruits immediately. So a couple of different ways we can do that. We can set up the tenants mod and invite people to come and live with us sort of semi-permanently, if that makes sense, because the tenants mod allows people to move in under a contract which will automatically renew if they're happy living with you. So if they're happy to pay the price and obviously live with you, you can have them stick around. Those guys are capable of hauling, things like that, so it's a very cheap labor, but they're very limited. You can't directly control them or anything like that. You can only really control them by setting areas for them to live in. The other way to do it is with the Orion's Hospitality mod and then actually force recruiting guests or invite people to join us. But if we recruit guests to our faction, it will destroy faction relations. So we would risk pissing people off, basically, which we don't really want to do as a tiny little guy out here by himself. It wouldn't really help us too much. Oh, come on. John is just... There's also copyrighted music, so I'm just going to let it go for this episode. Fuck it. Because we can't... I'm not going to cut out a raid just because the mod maker... Okay, so it's one guy... Grey Mandrill, he's got a big old fucking club there, and he's wearing a fancy hat. But besides that, I think we can probably take him here. John, you know what? Look at all this stuff going on. Got agave fruit. Are we going to add squirrel to the zoo? That's the real question. Squirrel in with the golden toilet, maybe. A coleophysis. We've got some big old dinosaurs. My God, there's a lot here. I was kind of worried that we would load into this mod pack and it would just be a bunch of vanilla animals, but no, we've got basically everything. We've got a big old dead boy there as well. Right, okay. John. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. John has the killer instinct, you see. He's an expert in murdering his enemies and killing animal and man alike. This is no exception. Let's get into position. Let's get behind these rocks, maybe. What's the range on his charge rifle? Quite far away. We have run and gun. We have dual wield. We have simple sidearms. We've got a lot of combat mods. I specifically didn't go for combat extended because we've got so many different animal mods here. And Combat Extended doesn't play super well with all of those. There are patches for some of them, but I don't want to risk it, because we've had so many issues with alpha animals, for example, being immune to gunfire and things like that. Not specifically the wild parts, but obviously like the Gallatros from a while ago. There we go, that's one down. Could have tried to take him as prisoner, I guess, but you know what? I don't think we've got time to be pissed around right now when we don't even have fresh water really set up properly or any sort of cleaning or even a bathroom. So let's not waste too much time trying to, club guys or metagaming it or anything like that. Hello. Bartender named McDonald is crashing in a transport pod nearby. Not affiliated with any faction. Okay, cool. Gilmer McDonald, welcome. What are you good at? Cooking? Gourmand? Tough. Hey, that's good. Animal social is also pretty good. Oh my god. John. Don't panic, John. Okay, let's think about how we're going to do this. Turn that into a medical bed. Fuck it. Let's just make it medical. And let's go and... Where did she land? Oh my god, you fool. You've landed miles away. We could... Okay. Let's think about this a little bit safer then. So, I think temporarily, we'll stick down a... furniture. We're looking for a sleeping spot. It's not furniture. That should be under misc, in my opinion, but there we go. Right, let's go medical. Let's get John to pick up some medicine. And then we'll rescue her to that sleeping spot. And then tend to her as well. Fingers crossed we can bring this person on board. Because even just an extra pair of hands to help haul things. Just having her as a dedicated cook would be incredible for the colony. It would save us so much time here. Come on, run. Run, John. Okay. No. Never do that. Okay, medical. Right. Undo. Drop her on the floor. Rescue. Okay, right, that's fine. Tending to McDonald. Let's get this, I'm going to use Glitterworld medicine, even though it might be a bit of a waste, just because I wanted to survive as much as possible. So I'm going to say best quality medicine here. Go. How are we looking? 11 hours? What's this? Psychi addiction? Hang on a minute. I just wasted my Glitterset medicine on you, you little shit. Oh, man. Consciousness times 90%. Tiredness plus 30%. Wow. Mental break threshold plus 2 is not a big deal. Oh, that's adrenaline crash. I thought that was permanent then for a second. Fucking hell. So she's got consciousness minus 20%. That's the permanent effect. Okay, that's a problem. But over time, it's obviously going to get better and it's going to disappear. For temporarily, she's going to be a pain in the ass. But even her being a pain in the ass is more useful than her just not existing. Than just John trying to sort of tend for himself here. So this could be good for us. Let's flip that over to medical. Let's go back here. Let's remove the sleeping spot. Let's pick up the medicine. And then rescue her. Go, little John. Carry her home. And then I guess we'll build him a fresh bed. I mean, I did want this to be, obviously, a bathroom, but I guess we'll turn it into two separate bedrooms instead. Not a big deal. What's the infection risk? Infection chance multiply from room, 100%. Oh, good. Just what I wanted to hear. Thank you. We should probably tidy this place up, because it is an absolute shit heap. I wasn't expecting for it to be a hospital all of a sudden, though. Right, let's blueprint this one very quickly and flip it round into here. And then we also want to put down a dresser as well. So let's just go ahead and do that. I assume that's a dresser type we just built there. I have no clue. There's obviously two different dressers, which I assume will both give separate bonuses to it. Fair enough. You know what? Just fill your bedroom with furniture. That's fine. Let's get him working on this bed at least, so he's not sleeping on the floor all night. Is he going to do it? There we go. Cool. Wow, this is going nuts. Vicky heard your broadcast and asked if she may live to you from nearby. What broadcast was that? I assume it's our crash landing. Vicky lives with you for a total of 5 days and pays 73 silver per day. That's pretty good. You should see to all of her needs, including safety. She is an animal hater. Maybe not. I mean, obviously we don't have the beds, and we can't guarantee that she's going to be okay, because we have not enough food for 3 people. We don't have enough food for 1 person, let alone 3. Gonna reject her, also based on the fact that she is an animal hater. Doesn't really seem to mesh well with the playthrough. After a little bit of tidying up, you know what, this place is starting to look quite nice. It's not incredible by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. We should probably move all of this stuff. Now, this is going to be a freezer eventually, but I think for the time being, we'll just turn it into a stockpile. So let's just move everything over there quickly. And that should be the last of the chunks as well. So this is an okay base. What's the multiplier now? 54%. That's a lot better. I don't think she'd have got an infection anyway, because we'd have found out about it by now. So I think we're going to have ourselves a nice, healthy colony. Now, she's independent. I don't believe that guarantees that she'll join you, but there's a much higher chance, because she's not affiliated with any faction. So I don't think they can join you if they're affiliated with a faction, can't they? Where can we put this wind turbine that isn't going to be constantly interrupted by trees? We could put it there and then just stick down some tiling outside the front door. That way we could also avoid getting too much mud in the house. No way, that won't work at all. What are you talking about? Put it there, though. I mean, just put it over the river and then we can chain it back if we need it and just move things around as necessary. So, just a very sort of basic concrete floor, I guess, outside here would solve that problem. Is that enough? Oh my god, we need more than that. Fucking hell. Right, there we go. That should stop the windmill from being interrupted ever. So that's sort of my usual issue using these bloody things. And then we'll just use power conduits. Oh man, we've got no batteries. Is there no batteries on the map? No. Okay, that's a real pain in the ass using wind turbines. Now, one thing I did notice as well is we have access to this fossil chem fuel generator, which is, I assume, using, funnily enough, oil, coal, something like that. Might even be better to stick down a wood fire generator, because these wind turbines by themselves, like one wind turbine, is not going to be enough to power a freezer and a stove and some lights consistently. Sure, it'll be fine just for every now and again when it's got enough power, but we've also got this thing we could worry about as well. It needs 800 watts. What do these use in terms of... oh, sorry, how much power do they produce? I have no clue. It doesn't say. Why does it not say? Produces... What does it say on, like, the... what about this? It doesn't say, huh? Am I just supposed to fucking remember this? I never use these, so of course, why would you know? Fine, we'll just put one down. Doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Let's just stick one down. We've got plenty of wood, okay? We're in the middle of a gigantic wood valley. We're fine. Should we put that outside? Because I can imagine they're particularly nice to look at or listen to. But saying that, I also don't know if they will... I also don't know if they're affected by things like rain. We'll keep it inside just to be safe. Another one? Oh my god, what? Ryla. But now 4 hours. Fucking hell, I'm going to have to be quick with you. You are enhanced by... Oh, by your adrenaline rush, sure. Capable of dumb labor, caring, and social. Good at cooking, though. Great memory, decent learner, and unstoppable. Wow. Another good cook. Too many cooks spoil the broth. We've already got 3 good cooks. I mean, I'll try and save you. I don't think we can. I think you're probably going to die before we can get over there, but we'll give it a go nonetheless. If you still got the medicine in your inventory, you do good stuff. Let's go medical, and let's try and rescue her. I think you might be fucked, though. Run. Run, little John. 4 hours. Come on, come on. Here we go. Okay, 3 hours. We should be good, actually. Right, stick her there. Do we want to use the Glitterworld medicine? Try and avoid that infection risk, because she's very, very high risk if she's going to die in 3 hours. Let's drop that shit on the floor. Drop that, let's say, best quality medicine again. Prioritize 10. There's no guarantee the other person is going to join. There's no guarantee any of these people are going to join, so let's go for what is going to make the most sense here. We're getting through this medicine fucking quick, though, huh? Right, let's put down another sleeping spot. I guess we'll turn this into a bloody barracks right now. A triage, apparently. We'll have to put down a sleeping spot for the time being, but eventually we will just turn this into another barracks. Right, there we go. So we'll go medicine with you. Let's go. Don't leave the Glitterworld medicine on the floor, you strange man. Pick up all of that, and let's get her rescued. Okay, that might be 2 new recruits. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, neither of them are particularly good anyway. Another raid. We got a Caravan turning up as well, an exotic goods trader, but I very much doubt we've got... we might as well check. I mean, we've got the 2,000 silver, so we might as well see if they've got any plasteel in hindsight. That could be very good, obviously, for the multi-analyzer. Let's take a look. What have you got, Gecko? Mechano parts, they sell a donkey. Not really what we're looking for our dinosaur farm, but that's it's a nice thought. Prosthetic like surrogate hearts. Okay, we got a lot of redundant organs here. Mega screen television. Huh. That could be actually kind of tempting for the big recreation boost there. Have you got any meals? They don't have any meals. They've got some advanced components. 1. Let's buy 1 advanced component. Let's buy... oh, they do have plasteel. Shit. Well, that's our multi-analyzer basically paid for. Now, what was it? Is it 50 plasteel? I don't remember. I'm going to buy 50 just to be sure. What are these? Megaloceros antlers? 2 unwieldy to be used as a weapon. Well, then I'm not fucking buying it. Bionic animal liver, bionic animal eye. Bionic dinosaurs as the guards for the colony is absolutely the going to be the end game play there. I would love to buy one of these televisions, but we can't really afford it. We could sell them some meals. Obviously not. Ah, shit. Let's just buy the telescope then. That's recreation. Fuck it. Polymer large sculpture. That's horrendous. Is that just the Valley of the Butt Plugs? What even is that? Person-sized piece of material sculpted in a solitary poet near a settlement. You know what? In hindsight, you're exactly right. I'm sorry, I must just clearly have a perverted mind or something. Right, John, what do we got to deal with today, my friend? It's a man with a club. I think we'll be fine. We could always wait for him to just get close to the base and like, oh my god, the saber-toothed tigers killed a dinosaur. This is the most Jurassic Park thing I've ever seen. Right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. We could just let the traders deal with it, but we'll go and have John the crack shot build up his shooting stat. Last thing we want to do, though, is accidentally shoot an animal like one of those big old wild pods. Let's get close, but not so close that he can club us. Run and gun, John. Don't shoot these animals. For the love of fuck. He's supposed to be an animal lover. Don't put them between you and him. We need, like, friendly fire, but just for dinosaurs. What's he doing? Standing there menacingly. Well, now you're dead menacingly, so, good fight. Well done. That was a nice little distraction. Oh, they left us 3 hardened tortoise shells. Why? Because we traded with them and built up some opinion? Buy 50 plasteel, get 3 free hardened tortoise shells. Well, thank you. My god, I didn't realize you guys had such good offers going on. Not for practical mass use unless you get a ton of tortoises. That sounds like a challenge. That to me sounds like a fucking challenge. A base built entirely out of the shell of turtles. Turtles? I don't want to tortoises. Turtles. They're not the same thing. Oh, shit. Ryla joined us. Wait, Ryla joined us and McDonald didn't? Fuck you, McDonald. Okay, what are we going to call our faction? Well, this, my friends, is all down to you. Please avoid copyright. unlike the mod maker, please try and, one of the many mod makers, I don't know who it is, so I'm not going to cast blame. Please don't pick anything copyrighted. You can, it doesn't really matter. Please don't pick anything that says fuck or bugger in the title. Please don't pick anything that's going to get me demonetized, and please don't pick anything racist. I think that's simple. It's a very simple, easy, borderline thing to put down here. Let's go for something on brand, like Fun Dinosaur Friends Colony in brackets, actually Secret Evil Lab. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I think this is going to be an interesting way to get a look at a lot of different mods, whilst simultaneously also having a good end goal. If we ever decide, you know what, we're bored of things, we've got an end goal. We've actually got a way to end the series this time, rather than me leaving it kind of open-ended. So I think everybody wins with this one. If you've got any other mods, let me know. Full links to the install instructions, whatever else will be available below. You guys know the drill, hopefully, by now. Map download I will also make available if you guys want to play as John Hermond, as he's just done. It'd be interesting seeing what Jurassic Parks of your own you can craft. Feel free to throw those into the Discord. We have a channel for like mod making and creations and shit, so feel free to chuck it in there if you do actually make a decent looking colony. Mainly for inspiration for me. In the meantime, my biggest inspiration of all, I almost fucked that up then. It's the patrons. That's right. What a great segue. Thank you to Aiden W, Alpha Scuff, Anthony Gully, Sunikirito, Atmosis, Average Gamer 419, Bacon Kitten, Sedini, Crazy Pat, Crosus, Donald, Emerald Beam, Fukuno Vasquez, Fluffernutter, Ghost of Protocol, Gogolus, Harik, Jimbo, Jonah Waters, Jocelyn Dean Tesla, Justin Wallace, Kanan Carter, Michael Mullen, Musk Ratful, Nabuscus 911, Nathan Flores, Necrophilim, Pelvis Presley, Rodin, Richard Clark, Scott, Skaz, Somnus, Stannis the Manis, Shayuk, Swain, The Forsaken One, T-Bag Cruz, Tom Terry 18, Tyler Kendall, Vacuous Bacchus, and William Green. Thank you for your support and insane loves on Patreon. Thanks for making the channel possible. Thanks for making it so I can very, very quickly dedicate a lot of time to throwing a new mod pack together, seemingly in seconds. Except not. It took me like all day. So thank you guys for making it so I have all day available to do stuff like this in the first place. Thank you to Asero, Adam Person, Andrew Walsh, Andrew Wilson, Attila, Austin Taylor, Bordoon, Ben Trope, Bettimus Max, Better Valerian, Black Double H, Chris, Corey CA, David Van Diepen, Don, Don Honey 217, easy to pronounce name, Eric Farrell, Exploding Knees, Fraser Brennan, Gabriel Van Ders, Gaz, Genji Zerka, Gompo, Gray, Haji Damar, Henrik Stensgaard, Icarus, Icy the Grey, Ida, Irish, Jay Lara, Jacob Wolfie, James Barnes, Jason Sushu, Jose, You're Under Freeze, Jessica Smith, John Holiday, Jordan Campbell. Oh, fuck, the copyright music has come back. Stop. I can't because we're halfway through renaming a colony, please. Fuck. What? Doesn't matter. Who was I up to? Icy the Grey, Ida, Irish, Jay Lara, Jacob Wolfie, James Barnes, Jason Sushu, Jose, Yonder Freeze, Jessica Smith, John Holiday, Jordan Campbell, Joseph Ear, Justin Plott, Justin Walters, Llewellyn Thomas, Luke Wallace, Mastolp, Monty, Nathaniel Lundberg, Nick, Noah Gallimore, Pan Sabu, Panther Pearl, Payback 1 through 7, Paint Dinosaur, Rodrigo, Russian Oligarch Billionaire, Ryan Hooper, Smirtworm, Spencer Powell, Socrates, Super Nanny 089, The Bloody Knight, The Insane Pickle, Valankari, Varagon, Voodoo Mumbo, Wesley Grayson, Will Wade, Wilson, Theft, Wolfie, Yorkers, and Zico 2. Thank you for your support as well. This is going to be an editing fuckfest, isn't it? My god.